Make it happen.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we're back for another episode of Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law Firm, Integrity Roofing and Siding. And another big sponsor to announce very shortly. I will do that soon, but I'm blessed. And I know it. We're already laughing, and
Drum roll.
Diana Wisdom is, just putting on a show here. It's
Nobody really knows that part of me, I'm really funny.
Yeah, I know. I know you are.
Me and Cleto need to go on the road.
Yo,
And April.
comedian. And April and Sarah. Imagine that show. No, but we're here to talk about, many things. We've got Diana for the next 20, 30 minutes here. And you've got a lot going on right now. You've had a pretty exciting month. Just the Wisdom name in football circles is pretty strong.
Yes. I'm DBU.
Which means?
It means defensive back uterus.
Okay.
Uterus.
I was thinking university.
No, uterus. That's all me.
Okay. As long as you say that. DBU. So,
yes.
In other words, you have 4 boys.
4 DBs.
All football players.
All of them.
All defensive backs.
Yes.
And it never occurred to you to create a quarterback or a wide receiver or a running back or a kicker?
Well, they started at running back. All of them, actually.
When they were really little.
When they were little, yeah, they were running backs. And then when they got to high school, they put them on defense. They all went to Judson, so that's why they all made them defense.
Just like...
Yeah, Judson tends to put, I say, the best players on defense. That's just me. Well, could be a little mom thing I got going on.
You might be a little partial or biased, but that can be forgiven.
That's okay.
Well, listen, to make the team at Judson to begin with is a big deal.
Yeah.
And then to be a starter or to have success at Judson, I think most people watching this will know Judson is like the standard going back many decades playing football in these parts.
Oh yeah, but the whole area now, San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
It's not like what it used to be.
No,
the competition is everywhere.
No.
There's no guarantee for wins any longer.
All right, so you've got a son that just went off to the NFL, which we'll talk about in a minute, but you got one more doing his thing in Converse right now.
Yeah, Miles. He's a freshman now at Judson. So he's already been told he's going to be on varsity next year. He's not starting yet. But he will be on that field. I'll be up there in my seat, number 39 in row 39. They have dedicated to Bryce. I'm going to sit in that seat and watch.
Obviously, Bryce Wisdom is another, and we want to talk about him, and we're going to show you something in just a little bit as well, because I know Bryce is watching us from the good seats up above.
From the sunroof here.
Yeah, that's why. I
like this, Ernie. This is kind of fancy.
I forgot to mention. Thank you. We are broadcasting from. This is the all-electric Lexus 450.
Man.
Thank you, RZ.
But the seats, though. What is this like?
Everybody talks about the seats. So it's like a suede-ish material. They call it Palomino.
Palomino.
So.
I like it.
The people at North Park Lexus will thank you for saying
Good job.
That and everything.
Good job, North Park Lexus.
But you were busy. You were at UTSA, you said earlier today.
Yeah, I went there today for my silent auction. My favorite coach in the whole wide world, Jeff Traylor. That's my dog right there. That's my dog.
Yes, he is.
That's my dog. So, I hit him up. Hey, could you help me out? I need a ball. I need to auction it out on Friday for my event that I'm having. And he got it done for me, so I had to go there and pick it up. He was in a meeting. I didn't get to see him.
Oh, all right.
So,
well, let's jump to that right now, because you have an event. I learned something new about you today. You have an event coming up on Friday. At Cigars International, which is a massive place, really super cool, near 1604 and I-10.
Yeah.
And I think you and I both have recently started dabbling in the universe of cigar smoking.
What is really going on?
What took us so long?
I don't know. We've been missing out.
Yes, we have.
And I like the flavored ones. The flavored ones, it's like candy. It's amazing.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So you got that, but you have a QR code here because all of this goes to help the BryceStrong Foundation.
Scan it.
I'm going to put this thing really close up here so people can see it. You're having an event on Friday, and this is to donate to the BryceStrong Foundation. This is in honor, of course, of your late son who passed away. Was it in 2020?
2020, yeah.
Yeah.
July 2020.
July of 2020. So we'll talk more about BryceStrong and the foundation and everything. But if you can go Friday, what time is the event?
Friday, we start at 7. We're going to have a silent auction. So a lot of the guys that are former high school San Antonio football players that are in the league have sent me some autograph, stuff. I got cleats, T-shirts, hats from Sincere. Spencer Burford from the 49ers are going to help me out.
Oh, that's nice.
DeMarvin. I even got some stuff for my Tampa Bay Buccaneer, Rashad. So I got a few things that we got, and Coach Trailer gave me some things, and
That's
we got
nice.
some great stuff coming. So
you currently don't have a son playing football at UTSA.
I don't. It's
But
so
you're
weird.
still a massive
I am
Roadrunner
a mama
fan.
bird forever. Birds up, baby. Yes, sir. Yeah, forever.
So I'll see you this fall then at the tailgates and everything.
Are you really asking me?
Okay,
That? Yeah, we got to do our little, the thing. What is
when
it?
we drink water and everything.
Yeah, the water.
All
That's
the ice water
when
that
it
we
turns
have.
to wine. Yeah, yeah, we got to do that for real. We always find each other. It's
We
a
do.
good time.
We do. Well, you travel with a crowd. Like, you would tend to attract a crowd of people.
We have like the Wisdom Gang.
Exactly.
And then Section 109, they used to call it Wisdom Wing because everybody there wore like Wisdom jerseys or hats or
Can't
it was
miss
crazy. Yeah. So I didn't get my seats this year. I didn't do that, but I will be at some games.
Oh, you'll have no problem finding
Yeah.
a seat there in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about
Yeah.
that.
So.
But boy, I became an instant Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan. What was it, 2-3 weeks ago when the NFL draft happened?
It was, yeah,
And was it
last week.
recently, like within the last 10
It
days?
seems like,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Fiesta messed up my
you're
social
still
calendar. and
partying,
everything.
I see.
But you're partying for a different reason because Rashad was signed or taken by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't expect to have a child drafted in the NFL, with all due respect to my son.
did.
And Tammy's watching. But when that happens,
Oh,
what on earth must that feel like when your son is picked by an NFL team?
it was the worst, best feeling ever. Going through that for the whole freaking weekend was horrible. Like the wine that I had, just not. But I mean, it was just us. It was quiet. It was just Rashad, myself, his brothers, his girlfriend, and maybe few close friends. And we just kind of sat and watched. And I was actually at Cigars International that Friday night watching it with everybody there. But Rashad kind of knew Saturday would be his day, so. We got together at the house, but it was a lot. It was very emotional, up and down. Rashad was cool the whole time.
I can't imagine.
But I was losing my mind because, during all of it, the teams are telling you they're going to do one thing and then they don't do it. And we thought something was going to happen and then it didn't happen. But when, by the time it was all over and said and done and he got the paperwork and signed it and we were like, okay, he's a Buccaneer. And then I was able to breathe and we clapped it up and yeah, it was fun. We had a great time.
And immediately go find as much Tampa Bay gear as you can find.
Oh my God, Amazon. Add to
Thank
cart.
goodness.
That was me. So yeah, I got quite a few things already, so I'm ready.
So excited for you, and we watched him. I mean, a lot of people watched him at Judson, obviously. I saw more of him at UTSA and everything, and just was hoping that he was going to get a call. And I know he worked so hard.
He's been doing like that for years, though. Rashad has always had to put in the extra because there's always been something or somebody that said he wasn't good enough. Yeah. So if he did get that call, I think it would have kind of thrown off things for him. He's so used to having to go prove himself.
Yeah.
Which makes it so much better, makes the story better. It makes so he has this go in him. And so that's why I think he was so calm. He's like, this is how it works for me. And he takes the cards that he's dealt and he rocks it. So
yeah.
It's all right. I did enough worrying for him. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So your son at Judson is Miles, you said?
Miles, yep.
So when Miles is watching his bigger brother get taken by an NFL team, does that put more pressure on him to do unbelievable things at Judson?
Absolutely not. Miles, it's funny because no matter whatever Rashad ever becomes, he's still just his brother.
Right.
So he tells him, yeah, that's great, but I'm better than you.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be in the first round. I'm faster than you. You're fat. I mean, that's what they do. Even Bryce used to call him fat. Because even when Rashad Pro Day, Coach Trailer said, well, Bryce can't call him fat anymore because that was Bryce's thing. Yeah. Like, Rashad's fat. So, but yeah, they don't care at all. Yeah, Miles will humble you in a heartbeat.
Well, I guess that is one challenge he has now. He'll get drafted earlier in the draft than Rashad.
Yeah, and he'll make it happen.
Yeah. We're calling it. She's calling it right here.
I'm telling
Mark
you.
the tape.
I'm telling you. That's right. I'm saying it right here, right now.
Yeah.
Yep. Pickup lines. You heard it first.
Done. So in the middle of all of this, we have Mother's Day coming up.
Oh, gosh.
And I wonder, obviously people know about Bryce and everything, and you've done it, and I want to talk about the foundation and the hospital, the waiting room and everything, and the family room in a little bit. When Mother's Day comes around, what is that like for you?
Oh, kind of like the draft, good and bad. I learned to appreciate, because I still have 3 sons here with me. But with that, too, my sons have their own lives. They're grown. Right. Sean has his own family. Rashad won't be here. He's going to Tampa Bay. And Miles is 15. He's broke. So, I mean, well, what is it? You know,
so you're not getting a very expensive gift from him
no,
this weekend.
I don't think I'm going to get, but so I'm sitting here. I'm like, well, what am I going to do this year? This is the first year where it's, you know, my boys are kind of off doing their own thing. And so I'm just kind of figuring it out. I'm doing a lot of fundraisers. That's kind of what I do. I throw myself into that. But it's bittersweet, you know, because I miss Bryce, but I still got to be present for my sons that are still here with me.
Well, he's left such a legacy, and what are we coming up on? What, 3 years almost?
4.
4 more, 4. That's right, 2020. 4 years. The legacy. I mean, obviously the foundation, and I'll put the QR code up again because you have the fundraiser. I mean, you have devoted yourself. I mean, you work full time, and you've got 3, you know, your boys and life. Like you said earlier today, your life is lifing.
Life is lifing.
I love that, by the way. But the foundation takes up a lot of your time.
It does. And, you know, sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
The foundation work can really put me in a place of grief because I know why I'm doing it.
Right.
But then when I hear the stories and the great things that we are doing for a lot of the kids that have won their battle, you know, and remain here on earth, it helps. So, but... yeah, the foundation, again, it's a bittersweet thing.
Bittersweet. And so that in part you're raising money to help fund some work that you're doing with one of the local hospitals.
Yeah, I've partnered with the University Health Women and Children's Hospital, and we have a waiting room on the 9th floor in the new hospital, which is the pediatric oncology floor. They call it HEMOC for hematology oncology. And the family waiting room is named after Bryce. And so with that, naming rights is a $250 pledge that I've made, and the funds that we raise for that go towards research, you know, staffing and equipment and anything else that may be needed. And I try to allocate it towards the adolescent because, you know, that 13 to 19 age group is, it's just, you know, it's weird. And so they have different needs. So that's what I try to cater to.
Which hospital is this again?
The University Health Women and Children's Hospital. It's the new one that's built next to the old University Hospital.
This is in the medical center.
In the medical center.
Okay, so I was there recently.
Okay.
With Ray Feo and the court before Fiesta. We made a stop, and I guess maybe I wasn't paying attention or I just didn't realize. We went up to the pediatric, you know, cancer patients. And many of them, we couldn't even go into their room.
Right.
Obviously, you wave at them through, and you leave medals for them. It was the most heart-wrenching. And the families are in there, and I just felt, I was on the one hand thrilled that we were there and we could spread a little Fiesta cheer, and they loved seeing the King and the Queens. But my heart was just, I felt like I got kicked in the gut just seeing these kids going through that kind of stuff.
And it's not just a day. Some of them are there for weeks, months. And that's what we used to do. So it's like, I get it. You know, I've been through it. So that's why it's real important for me to try to put a smile on their face somehow, some way.
How often do you hear from parents of children who are going through cancer battles, or does that happen on a regular basis?
It doesn't happen as often as it did in the beginning, which I kind of hope it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But too, my focus has been a lot on the hospital. And raising the funds for that and trying to go on the research end. But we've had a few that we had to help out, a few 19-year-olds that needed some things. So, you know, when we get the call, I like it to where I keep it small enough to where there's not a lot of paperwork and a lot of drama. Because when you're fighting for your life, that's the last thing you want. At least that's what I didn't want. Yeah. So I try to keep it to where there's immediate need, I can fulfill it.
Yeah. So while all of this is happening, and even today, when you maybe you have a down day, and life is lifing in a difficult way, so many people come to you for support or help or whatever. But who do you go to?
God. I pray a lot. I don't really have anybody that I can talk to like that and really just be vulnerable. So I pray a lot, but then sometimes the Lord will lead me to the right person, or he'll lead that person to me. So, for example, today, life was lifing. You called, and I get to do this. So this picks up my spirits. So that's what I mean. Like, it's just, God knows my heart, and he knows what's going on. So he always sends the right person to me at the right time. And so I'm always able to come out of it. You know, just going to UTSA today to go pick up that ball and being around those people, I consider family. There's a lot of people in there I don't even know anymore. I don't even know a lot of the team, and I hate that. I need to go in there and kind of familiarize myself.
You need to get a media guy.
Yeah,
and study it.
Yeah, all my babies are gone. So it's, I know Ken Robinson and, Oscar, but everybody else, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't really know a lot of these guys. So, but yeah, just kind of being around familiar faces and spaces help. So that's kind of what I do. I have some people that I know I can talk to, but I don't like to dump. I'm not a negative person.
Right.
And so when I'm in that negative space, I try to keep it to myself, go deep within, take that moment to kind of separate myself, and then I can come back out recharged.
As crazy as it might sound, how much has football, the sport of football, played a role in therapy? Okay, you finished the sentence. You know what I'm going to ask.
Yeah, when the football season's here, oh my God, I'm on cloud 9 all day, every day. Thank God for the UFL, so I can watch that.
They can watch it right now.
Yeah, and I can watch. I know, I know Clifford Chapman, and so I can watch the Brahmas, and my nephew plays on the Battlehawks, so I'm able to watch him. And Beecham plays on the Battlehawks. He's a kid that went to Judson, and so there's a lot of guys that I know that are playing on the UFL, so I can watch that. So having football really is like key for me, and I love it, and I actually get to play. They're having an event at UTSA that April's putting on called it's helmets and the cleats, or helmets and heels. That's it.
Well, I was just about to say, like, in all seriousness, I think you could probably coach, but at this point you could probably coach.
Oh man.
But I didn't think about you playing.
Oh, now, I'm playing. I'm starting safety. I already
defense,
said it.
Obviously.
Of course. In heels. I can't wait.
We'll have a special correspondent out there to
you gotta be there.
Capture this on
film.
It's not touch football, right? I mean, this is like tackle legit.
Oh, I don't know. We'll see. Okay. But hey, sign up.
With mimosas?
Mimosas, yes.
Helmets and heels?
Helmets and heels.
When is this happening?
It's July 27th.
Okay, we've got time.
Yeah, you got time. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Have you ever played football before?
Never. But I scream and yell and coach on the sidelines.
So growing up, did you play sports?
Oh, as a track star, phenom.
Where did you go to school?
I'm originally from New York. So I went to Fox Lane High School, and I ran track. I went to the Penn Relays, did all that stuff. I got records out there and everything. I'm a beast, but nobody knows.
I mean, I knew you were a beast, but I didn't know you were that fast, too.
Rashad gets it from me.
Okay, well, I was going to ask.
Oh, yeah.
That was my next question.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I ran track. What else did I do? I was a cheerleader. I played the violin, viola, speak Spanish. I did all that through college.
Your Spanish is probably better than mine.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can read it better than I can say it.
Me too.
I can understand it.
Do you still play
the violin?
You can still
with
play?
The nails?
Well, your nails are on point, but I just don't know if you can play an instrument.
I can play if need be. I can do it. Yeah, I play the violin and viola, and I played it all through college. And I went to school in New York, so I played at the private school in New York, a little music school. I'm multi-talented.
I mean, I know that. I'm finding out even more.
Regular Renaissance woman.
Yes, you. with a tremendous sense of humor and a contagious laugh.
Well, thank you.
Were any of your boys trending toward track and field, or was it always going to be football?
Always football. I knew when I was pregnant with Rashad, he was going to play football. It was like in my womb. I knew.
He tackling inside?
He was like running and cutting in my stomach. I was on bed rest with him for, I think, about 5 months. I was on bed rest. I stayed in the bed from 5 months pregnant all the way till the time he came, and I cried daily because he was cutting and juking. And so, yeah, Rashad has just been
running the 40 inside. And all that stuff.
Yeah. So I knew that he was going to get to where he's at now. Just that mother's intuition.
Yeah.
And he's going to be amazing.
It's been fun to watch, like Frank Harris and some of these road runners that maybe not, and they may not go to the NFL, but they're just good. They're good people, and you root for them. And Oscar Cardenas, I've been watching him since he was at Brandeis. Yep. I mean, it's just good guys.
They really are.
Who happen to be able to play football.
I know. And Frank, I guess that's my quarterback. That's my bonus baby. He's on the foundation board now, too.
He'll always be. I mean...
Yeah, he's like San Antonio's baby.
50 years from now, we're going to be talking about Frank.
He is,
still.
I know. He really is. He's like the Dick Clark of, San Antonio.
Dick Clark.
He doesn't age.
He doesn't age, and he keeps going. Look at you with the Dick Clark reference.
I'm telling you.
I wonder if Frank Harris knows who Dick Clark is.
He probably does.
Because, I do, obviously.
I know. We're telling our age, right?
Yeah.
That's all right. We still look good, too, then. Look at us.
Preach.
We are so
I'm going to have you on every week now. Just
Let's go.
for my own mental health. That's my plan. So what do you like to do when you're not in football or not working the foundation stuff? What do you do? I guess smoke cigars, or what do you do to just relax?
I'm learning that. I've been a mom since I was 16. And so I've been a mom longer than I've just been Diana, I feel. And now that my boys are older, I'm starting to figure out what it is that I like. I mean, I like to shop and all that stuff. But, I've learned that I really enjoy people. So I like being around people. I like, mixing and mingling. And I love my time at the cigar bar and meeting people there. And I really love audiobooks because I've never really been a reader because I'm dyslexic, like terrible.
Really?
Yeah. And so reading just freaks me out.
Like currently you are?
Oh, yeah.
Very much, okay.
Yeah, and so Bryce was too. So I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I enjoy my time in the car. I used to hate traffic. I love traffic.
No, I'm with you. I'm the same way. I listen to stuff.
So I do a lot of audiobooks, and so, but that's kind of it. So I'm still learning what that is.
What's the last best, or the audiobook that you listened to?
The Alchemist. Rashad suggested that.
Oh.
I was on a ride to Houston to go visit Sean, my oldest, and I listened to The Alchemist, and man, I need to listen to it again. I've listened to it twice.
Okay.
And every time I listen to it, I pick up something else. So I really, really enjoyed that book.
Oh my gosh. All right. When you said you were 16 when you got pregnant with your oldest. If you could speak to that 16-year-old Diana right now, what would you tell her? And what do you remember about that time in the sense that, you obviously turned out the way you did? Mm-hmm. Fantastic. But it could have gone in a different direction, I would think.
Yeah, it could have. I think I would tell her that it's funny because I look at me now and look at the 16-year-old version. She was much more confident, much more gung-ho, much more fearless than the woman I am now. So I'm trying to get back into recognize who she was.
This is in New York.
Oh, yeah.
She's a 16-year-old.
16-year-old in New York.
In New York.
I was a junior in high school, and they made a special program for me to be able to bring Sean to school with me because I was pregnant. I was the class president or something. I can't even remember. It's so long. The trauma, you forget about it all.
Oh, my gosh.
But they made a special program that I could bring Sean to me graduated from high school, went to college. And I mean, I did it. I was like determined, and it wasn't like it was easy. Not like I had parents that were there cheering me on. No, they put every roadblock in front of me to stop me and make it difficult. But I did it. And Sean is freaking amazing, and Shad is amazing, and so all my boys are pretty good.
So because your parents put up those roadblocks and everything, how did that impact you as a parent?
I became what it is I wanted. I was the mom that I always wanted. And that's kind of how I structured it. I was always, like I told you, I ran track. But back then, parents didn't come to everything. And I was good. But I would win and cross the finish line and nobody was there.
Oh, gosh.
And so I just made a promise to myself. My kids will always know I'm their biggest fan. I don't even think they know that story about me, to tell you the truth. They have no idea why I'm such a nut in the stand. I think now everybody understands.
I wouldn't say a nut, but you're very passionate.
I love that.
But I didn't know why. I mean, you're the mother. I mean, I would think, okay, the mother's going to cheer for her sons, but there's a little more context there.
And I cheer for everybody.
You do.
I really do. At the pro day, somebody thought I was Josh Cephas's mom. He's like, "Are you Josh's mom?" No, but he's still my baby. I cheer for them all. You'll never really know whose mine is, but yeah, I just love on all of them because I felt like I was the one kid that never had anybody there when I ran across the finish line. And most of the time I was first.
You probably still would be first.
Oh, yeah, in heels.
In heels. If we ran the 40-yard dash in the parking lot right here.
Let's go.
I haven't stretched yet, so no, I'm not. Let me ask you this: since you're sitting here and you've had a unique front row seat to UTSA football in the Jeff Traylor era, what do you make of what he's been able to do there, and what do you think the future looks like for UTSA football?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, this is record-breaking news here, right? Okay, I love me some Coach Frank. Me and Coach Frank,
Frank Wilson.
I'm sorry. Yes.
You're talking about before
Jeff Traylor. Yes.
Jeff Traylor's predecessor. Yes.
So Frank Wilson loved him, okay?
Right.
So when he left, I was not happy.
Okay.
Was not happy at all. Didn't want to meet anybody new. Didn't want to be there. And then Coach Trailer comes in, and he came to come see Bryce.
Because Rashad at the time
he was going to his sophomore year.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, if I'm not mistaken, Bryce passed away in was it July of 20?
July of 20.
And Coach Trailer came in December of 19.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
And so Coach Trailer came to come visit with Bryce because President Amy had told him, go.
UTSA president.
Yeah. He said, come meet the Wisdoms, go see Bryce. So he came and we kind of talked or whatever. And I still was like, I don't like this man.
Okay.
But we just gelled, and I realized he's a good guy, and he's trying to do the right thing, and he listened to the boys, and he listened to Rashad, because I didn't have such a great experience with Sean when his coach switched up at University of Houston. He got Coach Bryles, and then he went to Coach Sumlin, and that didn't go well. So I kind of thought that's what would happen to Rashad. And so I kind of, my mama bearness came in, but Coach Trailer and I are like besties, and I fell in love with him. I fell in love with how he loved Bryce and Rashad, and his just true character came out. Like, what you see is truly what you get. Right. And I think the team realized that. And once the team realized that they could trust him, that's why everything changed. Yeah. So once you meet him and you realize, this dude is really, really, cool, who he says he is, and what he does and what he preaches and what he teaches those boys. And then his wife, Carrie's amazing.
She's been great.
So it's just, I think everybody gets it. It's like when you're a good person, good things happen. Yeah. And so that's why I just wish more people would just rally behind him and donate so we can really do what we need to do, because San Antonio is a great area. We got some great football players here. Yeah. And he was able to do a lot with San Antonio grown kids, Right. And I think he's going to be all right, because a lot of them now are getting to the NFL, so that means they're going to be able to come back and support their alma mater. Right. And I think some good things are coming. I'm excited.
The NIL, though, that name, image, likeness money, that kind of changed everything.
Yeah, it has. But
for better or for worse.
Yeah. You kind of look at it on both sides of the coin, but overall, it's whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Yeah. And we can get more money and do whatever, and the other schools can do the same. But if a kid's going to come, they're going to come. Yeah. And it's all about whatever is instilled in them, because Rashad could have left as well. Sure. But he knew money wasn't really the biggest driver. That comes in time, as long as you do what you're supposed to do. So.
And NFL money's not bad. Yeah. So as long as he'll be all right.
Yeah, he didn't need to move. And like I said, opportunities did present itself.
Yeah. Sure.
We definitely had a family combo, and it just, the money wasn't worth the respect and everything that he received and the love that he got from everybody here in San Antonio. It's not just him, it's the family. And so it just wasn't a smart
Money
move.
Can't buy you everything.
No, it can't. Yeah. So he'll be all right, though, too.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah.
And Rashad's leaving, you said, going to Tampa here in a few days.
Yeah, he leaves on the 9th.
Wait a minute, in 2 days?
Yeah.
Oh!
He's out of here. First thing smoking, he's out of here. He got his whole schedule for rookie camp and everything. It's crazy. Yeah. And I can't go.
Well, not yet, but there'll be time.
I know, but he doesn't want me anymore.
Oh, I doubt that.
Yeah, Mom, he's over that whole mom thing.
I doubt
you stay there, lady.
No. He's smart enough to know. He always going to need Mom.
I hope so.
Always going to need Mom.
We'll see.
Let's go back to the BryceStrong Foundation here and remind everybody, if you're just joining us here, we've got the QR code. This is to help fund the waiting room. It's like a family waiting room, right?
Yeah, it's a family waiting room.
At the hospital. You guys are trying to raise $250,000 ultimately. And I know you've got a chunk of it already, but we need some more. And then Friday at 7 o'clock, this Friday at 7 o'clock at Cigars International, which is there by I-10, 1604.
Landmark, it's called.
Landmark. It's over there by Rockin' Brews
and Papados.
Papados and all that stuff.
Come out. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to have food. We're going to have raffles. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be fun. Come out. And the owner or the general manager, he's a former Judson Rocket coach.
Yeah, you were telling me that. I had no idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of Rocket pride in that place there. And just amazing people. Great professionals, doctors, real estate agents, golly, there's a little bit of everything. Insurance professionals like me.
True. But it is remarkable, though, that as you mentioned earlier, how this high school football landscape in the San Antonio area has changed and evolved over the years. But Judson is still like right there.
Yeah.
People have a lot of passion and great memories about things that have happened in Converse.
Yeah. Converse is pretty good. And, you know, I'm originally from New York.
Yeah.
How we ended up in Converse, I have no idea. We just plopped there. We didn't know what we got ourselves into. In New York, it's a basketball thing. You know,
Yeah.
we played basketball.
Yeah.
And Sean ended up not starting to play football till 7th grade when we first moved here.
Right.
And so we ended up at Judson. He's a starting safety. Ended up going to college, and Rashad came behind him, and Bryce. And hey.
Gosh. And soon you'll be playing football.
Watch me, yeah.
UTSA helmets and heels in July. They're literally. Yeah, let me know where I can get a ticket, or I'll come record it.
I will
whatever.
send you the link.
I love that. Well, listen, I know you got a lot going on, and let me be the first maybe to wish you a very happy Mother's Day coming up this weekend.
You, Ernie.
You know I'm a huge fan of yours, and I've loved everything about your family and just the way you do things and everything. So, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. It makes me feel so special.
No, well, you have the feeling is mutual. That is for sure. The great Diana Wisdom.
Yay! Round of applause for Diana.
Could be headed the NFL herself soon. If Tampa has another roster spot, you never know.
Hey, they need another safety. I'm the one.
First ever mother-son
That's 4.4
combo.
speed. I'm telling you, let's make it happen. I can do it.
Right. Seriously, like your 4.4 speed.
In heels.
Well, pretty impressive.
I'm telling you.
Good to see you.
You too, my
All
friend.
All right, there you have it. Another episode of Pickup Lines presented by Gamez Law Firm and Integrity Roofing and Siding. Now, this will be a tough act to follow, but soon we'll have somebody else here in the seat. We'll find out who that is.
I'm coming back.
All right, very good. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye.